One thing you can say about Barack Obama, he made sure that the people who were in his cabinet were deeply reflective of his ideology. There was never a question of would his Secretary of State really be in favor of appeasement, or would his Attorney General not be very aggressive in going after anybody who he perceived as standing in the way of advancement of minorities, or his EPA administrator was really deeply committed to the environment. His health and human services person was obviously very committed to Obamacare. But you can't say the same of Trump's cabinet after he took office. So much of the cabinet was devoted to reassuring people that he was going to be okay. In foreign policy, reassuring the allies and reassuring the so-called global community that he wasn't a maniac. In his appointments for Attorney General, assuring the legal community that he would proceed slowly and not precipitously. In his foreign policy advisors, making sure that people would understand that he was not just going to tear up the Iran deal or suddenly start a war with North Korea. But now that Trump has accomplished those missions, and he's now a year and a quarter into his presidency, he is moving now to replace the original cabinet with people who deeply believe in his ideology. And it's going to bring about, I believe, a welcome change in his presidency. Larry Kudlow, the new economic advisor, deeply believes in tax cuts, believes in free market economies, and was the formulator of much of the doctrine that Trump espoused as a candidate and as a president. And the same can be said for John Bolton, who really is the chief spokesman for the conservatives on foreign policy. He opposed the Iran deal when other people were supporting it. When everybody was complacent about North Korea, he was sounding the alarm bell. And when the Palestinian Authority was extorting money from us in foreign aid, he stood up and said, no, we shouldn't be doing that. He's the architect of an anti-appeasement policy. So now when John Bolton is in as the National Security Advisor and Pompeo is Secretary of State, I think we can look forward to an administration that really says what Trump thinks and feels. In a way, it's analogous to the second Obama administration, where after 4 years of basically running for re-election by hiding his extreme views and making him trying to be everything to everyone, in his second administration, he felt he had a mandate and he just went crazy with regulations and new policies and federal interference in the economy. Now Trump, relieved of the obligation of assuring everybody that he's not going to blow up the world or the stock market, I think that now he can really move aggressively forward because he has a cabinet of people who basically back his policies. In fact, a cabinet of people who more or less originated the policies he's been espousing. Today's Lunch Alert is brought to you by the Patriot Gold Group. If there's one word that characterizes the day-to-day fluctuations of our economy right now, it would be uncertain. The stock market lost 1,200 points last week. There is a looming trade war with China, one that will win, but will still in many important ways disrupt our commerce and disrupt the global equilibrium in trade. We're facing an uncertain situation in Iran, where we're probably going to tear up that agreement in the next 60 days, and then we don't know what's going to happen. And obviously the threat of North Korea remains. I think we're making progress on all of those fronts, but still there's a lot to be done. And in times of uncertainty, people flock to gold. They believe that there are problems with the national debt, with the size of the deficit, with the international situation, and they really believe that gold is stable. Bear in mind that gold actually moved up last week, even as the market was going down by 1,200 points according to the Dow. So as more people go into gold, gold's price will increase. And you'll have a combination of safety and yield in gold that you really won't in anything else. So contact the Patriot Gold Group on the number on the screen here, or email patriotgoldgroup.com. Thanks for watching.